What I'm about to show you is arguably the most requested feature that I have when I'm doing a ClickUp implementation, Monday, Asana, any system that I'm working. People universally, no matter what kind of company, want one thing. They want to be able to track their analytics inside of whatever system they're working with. And there hasn't been an easy way to do it until now. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can have a dashboard that looks just like this. It can be very simple or it can be very complex. You can track time, you can track analytics across the platform over a specified period of time. You can plug AI workflows into this. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with this, but at its base, it does what everybody seemingly wants to do, which is tracking your social media analytics inside of your ClickUp account, where you can set the refresh interval to anything that you want and get updated social media analytics at the drop of a hat. So if you've been trying to get social media analytics into your ClickUp, now you can very easily. The setup is extremely simple. I'm using Zapier for this, but you can use legitimately any automation platform and it will work just fine. So let's get into it. All right, let's get started. So to use the templates that I'm about to use, you can go to trackyoursocials.com/ClickUp-Zapier. I'll leave that link in the description, but that's where you can get the Zapier template as well as the ClickUp list template that I use. All right, so we're gonna click here to use this template and install it in the workspace that we are working in. This is the workspace, list name. You can change this if you want to, you don't have to. And then you're just gonna wanna select a space or a folder where you are putting this. I'm gonna put this in my testing space and you click use template. It may take a second or two, anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds to load, but once it's loaded up, you're going to see here that you have this list. It has a list view and a form view. You can get more creative with this later, but that's what it's gonna start you with. And that's all you really need for right now. Now we're gonna jump over to this Zapier template here. Again, you can get to this template by clicking this template link on this page. So what we are doing is we're gonna set up a trigger to listen for the button fetch task or fetch metrics getting pushed, and then we're gonna use this workflow to fill in the metrics. So let's start out by selecting our trigger event, which is task changes, and then go ahead and set up your account authenticated with ClickUp by clicking on this, and then there'll be a dialog to sign you into ClickUp if you haven't already. We'll click continue, then you select your workspace, the space that you're working in, which for me is testing, the folder that you're working in, which for me is not a folder. I didn't put it in a folder, I just put it in a space. And then you want to select your list that you are working out of, which is the social media tracking template. And then for what changed, we are going to set custom field updated. Once you fill that in, it's going to ask you down here which custom field you are looking for. Down at the bottom, you are going to find, or maybe it's at the top, there it is, the fetch analytics field. So what this is doing is saying, once you click the fetch analytics button, go and get the social media analytics. So that step's configured. We're going to click continue, and we are going to test the step by going into our new list and adding in a test task, and then we're going to grab a social media link. So we're going to throw our post link in there. We're going to click fetch analytics. And if we wait for a second, when you click find new records, you should see a new record come in. So we see a new record came in, task B, we're gonna select that. We're gonna click continue with selected record. When you do this the first time, it will be task A, not task B. Now we're in our second trackyoursocials.com step. The event is just find metrics. We click continue. Social media post URL. Okay, so when you're searching for the social media URL from ClickUp, you want to click in and click the / command, and then you're going to just type in post value, and it will bring up these two values here. One is blank, one is not. We're going to use the one that's not blank. We're going to click continue. And before you do this, by the way, I already have it set up on mine, but you're going to need to log into your Track Your Socials account. And you do that by going to trackyoursocials.com, and you can sign up for a free account here. All you're gonna do is create an API key just like this. You can name it whatever you want. And then you are going to grab that API key from here, come back to Zapier, and when you're clicking here to set up your account, you'll get a dialog that looks like this. You're just gonna paste in your key, click yes, continue to track your socials. It will authenticate your account, then you click continue. Follow that step of putting the post link in there, click continue, test the step, and it should return the metrics on that social media post. So now we have the views, the comments, the likes, the thumbnail, and the platform as well, and the caption. So we're going to take all that and update it to the ClickUp task. So we're going to click continue. update a task. The event is update task. And then we're going to pop in all of our information from task from step 1. So workspace is going to be team ID. Space is going to be space ID. Folder is going to be folder ID. And your list is going to be your list ID. Again, this is all from step 1. Task is going to be task ID. And now you have told Zapier that this is the tasks that you want to update. So now we're going to go down here and we're going to say we want to rename the task to the caption of the post, or at least that's how I like to do it. So we're going to do the / command, go to step 2 to find metrics, and we are going to pull in the post from step 2. Down here at the bottom, we're just going to plug in all of our analytics. So platform, we're going to pull in our platform from step 2, which is TikTok. Likes, we're going to pull in as well from step 2. And views, I think we already did. We do views? No, we didn't do views. We got to do comments. And views. And now we have all those metrics. We can go ahead and test the step. Now back in ClickUp, we're going to see those things fill in. Okay, so we can see that the task name changed correctly, the platform, likes, comments, and views as well. So you could technically stop the Zap right here and have a fully functioning analytic tool in ClickUp without this last step. I like to pull in the thumbnail, especially for my YouTube videos. So we're going to continue and we're going to look for if there is already an attachment. If there is already an attachment, we don't want to continually re-upload the thumbnail every time we fetch the post. So we're actually going to configure step 4 last. We're going to skip to step 5. We're going to pull in the team ID from step 1. And then we're going to go through this whole process again. Team ID, space ID, all from step 1. Folder ID from step 1. List ID. And our task ID. All right, then we're just going to pull in the file from step 2, which is our thumbnail. We click continue, we test the step, and then again, if we jump back to ClickUp, we're going to see that the thumbnail for that post will be uploaded onto this task right here. So now whenever we rerun this, we want to make sure we're not pulling that thumbnail in over and over. So follow these steps exactly if you want to stop that from happening. We're going to retest, so we're going to click Fetch Analytics again. We're going to come back up to step 1. We're going to go to our testing. We're going to find the second version of it, so it's going to pull in, again, a task B if this is your first time, or task C because it's the third time I'm doing it. So find the newest version, continue with selected record, and now on the filter step, on step 4, we're going to search for attachments, attachments URL. We do not want to continue if there is anything in that field. So we're going to only continue if task attachment URL does not contain, and then we're just going to write https:// and then that filter should block the upload step from happening. All right, so that did not continue. And that's it. Now you're completely done. So after you publish the Zap, you can go back into your list. So now you can add in YouTube links, be it that Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is. You just have to drop something in the post link field. You click Fetch Analytics. This Zap will run. It will fill in your likes, your comments, and your views. It will auto uncheck itself so you can recheck it whenever. It will reset the name of the task, and it will upload the thumbnail from whatever the video was. Now, quick disclaimer, LinkedIn doesn't have views, so it's always going to return 0 for views on LinkedIn. But everything else it will pull the views in. So now we can see our views, our comments, our platform, our likes, and we have the thumbnail from the video as well, all inside of ClickUp. And anytime we want to update those numbers, all we have to do is recheck that box, and it will go and fetch those analytics and do them again. Now, if you want those boxes checked automatically, maybe you want those analytics refreshed every hour, every day, whatever that might be, you can just go into ClickUp automations, add an automation, and do a time-based automation here like this, where it says every day at whatever time, check the fetch box. We're going to say fetch analytics, and we're going to set that to check. So every day at 8 a.m., it's going to check those boxes, and it will pull in the newest analytics. Now, last thing I'll tell you is if you're doing this a lot, or you have a bigger team, and you want to be able to have everybody submit links a little bit easier, there's a form included on this template as well, which is super easy to use. And all you do is you can take this form, you can hit the copy, you can paste it up into your browser and save this. You can bookmark this page, and it's just a link where you can throw in social media post links, and it will run the analytics on them automatically. So if we throw in our YouTube video link here that we used before, so if we throw in a YouTube link here and we click submit, now in our list we have a new form submission. We have the post link is already there, and it's going to go ahead and fetch those analytics. And you can also just add them in from the form view here as well. So inside of the form, you can just throw a link in here, and it can also add to the list. So you can either paste that link into your browser and input links that way. You can just use the form from your list, but either way, you have easy ways to get links from social media posts into your ClickUp, automatically tracking the analytics with a extremely easy integration to use. You can use that with Zapier, Make, any of the iPaaS platforms. Zapier is the only one it's native on, but the setup is very, very easy. There's some docs on it in Track Your Social. So check that out. Hope this helps. And this is one of my most requested implementation features when I'm doing a ClickUp implementation, is we want to track our social media. So now you can do it super easily in very little setup.